Hi and welcome to the channel. I'm going to be giving you a tour of how the garden's looking right now in January. This tour is quite a unique one in the fact that I'm not walking around showing you what's in flower as I usually do, because nothing is in flower. The idea is to show you what a perennial garden looks like at this time of year. So we're still in winter and this is what it looks like. You know, there's lots of structure, there's lots of things to still see, but it looks very different from how it looked spring, summer, autumn. When you look at the garden, you think, wow, what an amazing garden. You look at it now and think it just looks like a lot of dead matter. It's still holding its own. There's so much structure here. There's so much beauty here. Remember this as well. You have insects that have literally overwintered using the seed heads and the structure of the plant. So if we start taking those plants down right now, firstly, if we cut everything back at the end of autumn, there'd be nowhere for the insects to go. Secondly, if we start cutting them back now, that's all the wildlife killed as well. So what we really need to be thinking of is looking at the garden, planning any changes that we're going to make. But it's not a time to start getting in there with the secateurs and hacking everything back. That's a worst possible time to do it. Don't forget, it's still very cold. The night times, we're occasionally getting frost. We really need to be careful not to be hacking things back and just to be appreciating the beauty and use this time valuably. So it's a valuable time to plan. This is such an amazing time. We can start planning and figuring out all the wonderful things that we're going to do in the coming season. But I do think that everything looks great as it is. I mean, look at the aster twilight. They just look magical, and they're still very, very firm to touch. They're not squidgy or anything like that. You've got structure, and they're just like little stars, especially on a dull day, or a dull, when the sun's beginning to set, a dull evening. And the sun's setting and that twilight period, and you get this lovely star-shaped flowers, and it just shows it's nice to leave things on. You don't need to hack everything back to an inch of its life just because the flowers have finished. Now, so much has changed in the fact that some of the plants that we have turned to mush, and you'll see there. Certainly the Brunnera, and you've got the Brunnera there, and you've got the the Alchemilla, which is looking not very good at all. Okay, it's held its own up until quite recently, and it's just gone over now. But the colours are still lovely. It's still great to have them. And if you look over there, you'll see one of our morning birds that come in. We have two of them. There's one that's white and speckled, and then there's this one. And he's on his own today. I'm not sure why, but he comes in every single morning, spring, summer, autumn, and now obviously winter, and he's here using the bird feeder and eating off the grass as well, any bits that have fallen off. So, as I say, time for planning. There are so many changes that we're planning to make this year. Paul probably has his own ideas on what needs to be changed and what isn't working, and what can be made better, and I do as well. But I just think, get yourselves out into the garden, because when you do, you begin to notice so much. Like, for instance, if you come over, so our Prunus nigra, and this is a dark-leaved tree. It's a memorial tree for our cat's son, Ben. If you look, you've got all these beautiful dark buds just waiting to burst open. This is quite an early flowerer. So when this tree flowers, you're talking about February when the flowers actually come out. And the beautiful white flowers, they don't last for very long. And we'll just be enjoying the lovely, you get a little bit of scent. They are very lightly scented, and it will just be a mass of white. It doesn't last very long, but it's well worth it for the dark foliage that we get later. But we're starting to see life emerging, and that's the point I'm trying to make, that you can come out into the garden on a day like today. It's cold. I know I've not got a coat on, but I very rarely wear a jacket, okay? But I'm well wrapped up. I've got a t-shirt underneath my hoodie, and I just think if you get yourself out into the garden, you can appreciate what's going on now. You know, December's gone, Christmas has gone, you know, New Year's gone. It's now time when we can plan, when we can get out there and just assess what's going on, and really just get out there as well and appreciate the beauty, because there's so much to see. I noticed the other day as well, if you follow me, we have the buds of the magnolia, which are looking stunning, ready again to burst open as soon as they can, and we'll get lots of white flowers. This is Magnolia stellata, and this one, it'll be lovely white flowers when this one comes open. I look forward to this every year. This tree was in before we moved in. It's been here a number of years, and I just think it's a really nice one to have. Magnolias, by the way, are pollinated by insects, not by bees. Okay, so it's insects that pollinate magnolias. We've got our hedgehog box over there. Just noticed the roof appears to have moved on that, so I'm not sure why. We've got a hedgehog box away in the corner down here, and everything's looking different to how you see it during the summer videos, and take a look back at how it used to look over the summer. It's a really interesting comparison, summer, autumn, and then you see this, you see how it looks now. You see the skeleton, if you like. You see the skeleton, and the star, I would say, is this beauty. And this is Rebecca fulgida diamii. And I said on many videos before the autumn, I'd be saying about how you will get these lovely black seed heads that were important for the insects. The birds, smaller birds, peck at these as well, and they love them. But all I'm saying is, if you look at the structure and how they have stood up, they're still going strong right now. There's nothing mushy about these. They're not mushy. They're still strong seed heads. They're a bit damp because it has been a bit rainy over the last few days, but they've still stood the test of time, and they look as beautiful to me as what they do when they're in flower. Because when they're in flower, you have the beautiful yellow, daisy, sunshine-like flowers, and then with that black centre, and then now you've just left with the black centre, but it looks great. The frosty mornings when you open the blind in the kitchen and you see this magnificent sight of frost all over these black seed heads, there's nothing like it at all, honestly. There's really nothing like it. And you get plants as well that surprise you, because they keep the foliage, they keep the greenery, and they, you know, such as this penstemon, and that is really, really amazing. They do look good, and all I'm thinking, there's lots of potential off here as the weather gets warmer and we get into spring to do lots of cuttings of this, just for some fresh stock. You can never have enough penstemons, definitely. And some of the seed heads that I don't think are as attractive, this verbena here, but again, still going strong, and we leave them. You know, you probably find there's so many insects in the centre of these, just sheltering from the cold weather and overwintering. There's not much to see. We're getting the bulbs coming out. There's lots of bulbs that were already in this garden. At the back there, lots of bluebells coming through. But now's the time when you'll start to notice there's bulbs everywhere. We were driving back from St Helens the other day, and we noticed that there was this huge expanse of daffodils already in flower, obviously an early flowering variety, and they're all in flower and they just look amazing. We're getting the crocus, we've got the crocuses now, we've got daffodils, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up now. So really it's the bulb time now. There's very few bulbs left in the garden now, but we do have some in containers and dotted around the place. They are coming up. I'm excited as well because this year the apple tree, as you know, this was planted last year and we'd had it from the year before. This will become more established now that it's had a season to be in the ground. It's had some time in the ground and we've got its buds on, and we know that this year we're hoping for some fruit and hoping for a few nice apples on here, because that's what we need. We really do need that. I'm looking around to try and see what's going on, because there's some things that I've overlooked. The euphorbias look really, really great, and this one is no exception. And it's Euphorbia Galaxy Glow, this one. But look how at this time of year, you've got colour, you've got great foliage. So it just shows you can choose lots of plants that do look great, even at this time of year. I have a Burnham Tinus, which is an amazing shrub, but it's been left in this little pot just because there's nowhere for it at the minute. And for Burnham Tinus, beautifully scented, white flowers, pinky white flowers, and this can grow up to, this can be like 10 foot tall if you let it. Makes great hedging for Burnham Tinus. Again, structure. Look at this structure. We've got stuff going on. Then we've got lots of mush as well. But again, there are insects living within, lots of insects living within the mush. We don't want to be moving anything. It's not the time to be cutting things back. Just leave it. Leave it till the right time. Then cut things back when the weather gets warmer, and then see what you're worth. And if you've had any fatalities during the winter, which always does happen, you're always going to get one or two, sometimes more, depending on how harsh the winter has been, then you know that you can restock on plants. You can get down to the garden centre, to the nursery, or more importantly, grow your own plants from seed and cuttings and things. Lots of plants here have been here, ready to go in. We've got salvia here, got all kinds of stuff going on. Helianthus, obviously, when it's time, not now, these will be cut back to the base and they will come up. Okay, so we cut them right back, cut all these old stems off. And the same with the sedums that we've got here as well. Got a lot of sedums going on here, ready to go in the garden. They're just placed on the wheelbarrow because we had nowhere for them. There was a lot of changes last year, if you remember. It was a time of change and lots of great things going on in the garden, with the borders being created, the decking area, you know, the pond, the seating area. There was a lot of changes, a lot of things going on. It's great to be back though. Honestly, I really miss doing these little tours, and we've missed doing the videos, and there's just not been enough time over the winter. And to be honest with you, the weather's not been that great, and there hasn't been much to see until now. And now you've got all these wonderful buds beginning to burst open. Well, they soon will be, and it's just wonderful. My friend here is still enjoying the seed. As you can see, he's used to us. So he's normally with his friend though. I'm not sure where the other one is, but they're always here together every morning. Move into the pond. Pond has been the greatest asset for me personally in the garden, because it's brought in so much more wildlife. Because once you get water in a garden, the wildlife comes in from afar. And even if it's neighbouring cats sometimes for a drink, but they do come in, we get lots of insects coming in. The pond plants are doing amazingly, as you can see. It's really looking good, and I just like it. I like the way that it's brought something to the garden. There did used to be a pond here many, many decades ago, and it's just nice to have the pond back in the garden. The grasses are doing amazingly. We've got this Carex here, evergreen, again. Nice low growing. It's nice to trail over into the pond the way that it does. I think that looks good. And next to it, we've got sedum. This is sedum Carl. It's quite a low growing variety. All through the autumn and winter, they've been really great for structure. And as you can see, this one, I like sedum Carl because it's quite a low growing variety. It's not one, the more traditional types when they used to just sprawl all over the place. This one looks really good. It's a low growing one, perfect for the space. And if you come in, you'll notice, look, all new growth coming from the base. So it's a sign of things to come, and these will soon grow. And as the weather warms up, we will start to cut back. And when we do, we'll just cut everything right down to the ground, and all these new shoots will take over. We've got Aster Little Carlo here that's still looking great. Again, it's given the structure. It's given a structure, and it just looks fantastic. Now, what I will say, I will reiterate, it is not the time for cutting things back. Just leave everything for the moment till the weather gets warmer. Then we can begin stage by stage cutting things back. Now is the time for planning. It's a time to take photographs of areas that you wish to improve. It's a time to get the gardening books out, or nowadays go onto the internet and look at, try and see see if you can find any inspiration, and from videos like ours or from other websites. I just think it's a perfect time for planning, but do get yourself out there, take a tea out, take a coffee out, or some other drink, and just get out there and experience being outside, because we've all been inside for so long with the winter, and it's just nice to be able to get out and about now at this time of year. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button. Also, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because it's totally free to do so. Also, if you've got social media platforms, share our videos on there. That helps get our message out and about to people that are perhaps not familiar with our work and our passion for plants. Also, it's really nice if you can to share them with people that you know as well, on WhatsApp or other platforms. Just send those videos on to people. Thank you so much for watching. Also, drop any comments in the comments box below as well. But thank you for watching, and we will see you very, very soon on the next one. In the meantime, do take care.